this event?
It's supposed to be 5
Do
p.m.
we know? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why things aren't rolling yet. Yeah. What do you want Congress to do?
Literally anything. Grow a pair. Do their job, open their mouths, read all the way through whatever fucking legislation is in front of them. Anything.
Let's head into the crowd and see if we can find out what's going on here.
We had a neighbor.
Yeah. Well, there's a megaphone there, so there may be some speeches. How you doing tonight?
Good. Actually, in school.
Just waiting for things to get started.
Yeah. I always tell people that there's the nuclear war.
I know a lot of urban planners.
Yeah.
A little bit. I just got some of those. I have some, thank you.
I know. Are you signed up on our email list?
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
I've been thinking about it like all
Yeah. That's why Stiegel was like, Sierra should have been here. This would have been so good with Sierra here. She would have killed it. Like, she's a comic relief. Like, when you guys all first showed up, it was so awkward for like the first 20, 30 minutes or something. We were all just like, so, hi. What do you do? So out of pocket. You're the best at meeting people.
Oh, here we go.
Why are you gonna go just like shit? Exactly. You get some surfer practice in there, right? And I need to get better at surfing. If I get skateboarding, I need to do that. He's not taking it. He's not taking it. He's like, ooh, I can talk about it.
Unfortunately, Tommy can't make it tonight because there's somebody up there right now who needs to be asked if they know that trans women are men. I'm not going to do it. I'm here by myself. That one there with a red scarf and the megaphone. What are they gathering signatures? Oh, it's for their mailing list. So they can send you stuff and call you and raise money.
Biggest threat in the world today? Donald Trump in the USA! Biggest threat in the world today? Donald Trump in the USA! Biggest threat in the world today? Donald Trump in the USA! We're a year into the Trump administration's open war on working people. ICE and Border Patrol are shooting and murdering their way through our neighborhoods. The facade of American democracy and international law is in tatters, and all the rights won by oppressed peoples through militant struggle are being stripped away. Portland, are we okay with this? No! Are we going to accept this as the new normal? No! Trump's actions benefit no one but a tiny group of ultra-wealthy, white supremacist, capitalist criminals and their cronies. These billionaires have demonstrated that they are willing to sacrifice anything and everything, including the American people. Our elected officials have failed us. Those not openly collaborating with the Trump regime offer only tepid resistance. They lack both the political will and moral courage to mount a meaningful opposition. It is up to us, the working people of this country, to organize ourselves into an effective mass movement and put a stop to this madness. Right. This administration wants to keep us confused and afraid to act. They want us to stay home, to despair or disengage as they murder our families and neighbors, invade sovereign nations, and threaten global war. Are we going to accept this crap? No! We're not going to accept this crap. I feel anger, I feel grief, but I don't feel despair. Do you feel despair? No! I don't feel despair because I look out at all of you and see people who are standing up and fighting. I look up and I see people all around this country standing up and fighting, and all around this world. We have the numbers, and our numbers will grow. We'll continue to educate ourselves, build our collective courage and resilience. We'll strike, we'll withhold our labor, we'll organize in the streets and in our communities, and we'll stop this menace in its tracks. We can do this. Okay, we've got a great program of speakers today, so let's get started here.
Kill me
First
now.
up, we've got Zabe, an organizer with the Party for Socialism and Liberation, who will give us an in-depth breakdown of this political moment.
I brought earplugs.
Hello, my name is Zabe. I'm an organizer with the Party for Socialism and Liberation, and I'm a student at Portland State University, where I just walked out of class to demand ICE out of our communities. Why is it that if the majority of people in this country oppose ICE, all we get is more ICE agents and more deportation? Why is it that if the majority of people don't want to go to war with Venezuela or Iran or Cuba or China or Russia, then all we get is more threats, more bombs, more global instability, and more lies? The answer is very simple. It's because the government that runs this country isn't our government. They don't serve us, because if they did, we would not be in this situation. 2026 under Trump 2.0 has already been a hell of a year, but it's also nothing new. ICE was designed to do what it is doing. It was designed to carry out racist witch hunts and terrorize black and brown communities at the direction of the executive branch. And that's exactly what it's doing. Renee Good is not the first person ICE has killed, and she won't be the last. Hundreds of people died in ICE detention last year, and hundreds more will likely die. Before ICE and before Trump, there was another agency that was designed to kidnap, to kill, and imprison without due process. Before all this, we had another agency full of racist killers who will never get punished. You guys know who I'm talking about? It's the fucking police. The U.S. is the most policed country and with the most incarcerations in this world. We have more than 800,000 state and local police armed to the teeth and more than 140,000 federal agents, including ICE. Who was it that killed Freddie Gray? Who was it that killed Breonna Taylor?
The police!
George Floyd!
The police!
Severe arrest!
The police!
That's right, it was the fucking police. The police in this country kill literally more than 1,000 people every single year. The entire purpose of the police is to protect property and to protect the social order of the status quo. That means when your landlord tries to evict you, they can call the cops on you if you don't pack fast enough.
I was just listening to Don't Stand So Close to Me, but I don't think they're talking about that police.
Your income to buy another vacation home? No. And when your neighbor gets kidnapped by masked men, is there anybody you can call to stop it?
Me.
No. To be real, ICE is not that different from the U.S. military. The U.S. spends more on the military than any other country. Trillions of dollars a year, to the point where they don't even really keep track of the spending. The U.S. military also gets called on by both Republicans and Democrats to occupy our city when it serves them. We saw Tim Walz again call for the National Guard to Minneapolis. He and Trump are always on the same page about that the protests have to stop. Just like how Biden and Kamala were on the same page with the far right that the protests against the Gaza genocide had to stop.
Hey, they're armed to the teeth. I think having a Glock 19 means you're armed to the teeth.
And its trillion-dollar budget that has almost 1,000 foreign bases. It is the U.S. military that is the world's biggest polluter. It is the U.S. military that is the world's biggest occupier. It's the U.S. military that violates international law every minute of every single fucking day. It is the U.S. military that occupies and terrorizes the people of Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, Syria, and now Venezuela. Every day the U.S. military is training for World War III, and the politicians in charge are trying to start it. And they're paying for it with the money that should be rebuilding our schools, our roads, our bridges, our homes. They are paying for it with the money they should be spending to convert our entire energy system off of fossil fuels to save this planet from total fucking destruction. That's right! That's right! If we were actually the people in power in this country, do you think that's how we'd spend our money? No! Trump and the right wing want us to believe that we are in the minority. They are working overtime to spend their lives from Fox News to the bot accounts on social media, to the far-right agitators in the streets, to the official DHS Twitter account. They're trying to paint this narrative that Renee Good was a domestic terrorist. But let's be real. What they are really angry about is that she was a white woman, and a queer one too, who was standing up for immigrants. They're angry that their racist lies didn't work on Renee Good. Renee Good was a decent person who recognized that there is a deep rot in this society and that it's going to take everybody standing up and risking themselves to get to the root of it. Right. The far right is pissed and they are doubling down because they know they can kill, but they can't win. That's right. So my question is, how much more can we take? We're being attacked from all sides. The people of the world are being attacked. And everything feels like it's just going to get worse. How much longer are we going to let this rampage continue? Are we going to wait until November? No! Are we going to let the next 3 years go by without a fight? No! And sometimes people ask, well, yeah, we got to fight back, but what are you going to do? The answer is we organize. We fight, and we fight, and we shut down our schools, our workplaces, our businesses, until they can't ignore us anymore. That's right! Every real change in this country has been won through a fight back. We have walked long enough. So if you're not in an organization, join one. If you can't join one, there's other ways to stay involved. You can organize with your coworkers, your friends, your neighborhood, and together, the people who make this country run can shut it down and stop Trump in his tracks. Woo! We are unstoppable. Another world is possible.
We are unstoppable. Another world is possible.
We are unstoppable.
of America. Come on up, Jeremy.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jeremy Bosley Smith. I'm proud to be one of the external organizing chairs for the Portland Democratic Socialists of America. When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! Terror inflicted on immigrants in our nation is not new. It is violence against the indigenous people of this land we stand on that is the foundation this nation was built upon. So it is not surprising that the infliction of state violence and deportations by ICE will continue against so-called immigrants of this country. Immigrants who are the descendants of the Spanish, who have been in the land for twice as long as the United States has even been a country. And descendants of indigenous peoples who have called this land home since time immemorial. Terror against immigrants and indigenous people is part of a larger global movement to remove indigenous people from their land. But why do this? When the indigenous people of a land are no longer able to defend their homes, colonialist powers are able to take control of that land. And with it, the resources that come with it. We see this in Palestine, with access to underwater aquifers in Gaza and the West Bank. In Eastern Oregon, with the McDermott lithium mine used to manufacture electric vehicles. In Iran, with antimony, a material used to create weapons to fight the capitalist wars. And in Venezuela, with fossil fuels to spur on the capitalists' insatiable thirst for oil. Capitalists are not concerned with the destruction of our earth. When our waters are toxic, our air no longer breathable, and our forests destroyed, they will hop in their rocket ships and find a new planet to colonize.
Sanctuary planets.
ICE has a culture of violence, impunity, and disregard for human life. The status quo cannot stand. Fascist Republicans and establishment Democrats are not and will not stand up to ICE's terror. We the people must collectively take away the power of a rogue agency used as Donald Trump's personal paramilitary force against us. We learned on Sunday the federal agent, Jonathan Ross, who murdered Renee Good in cold blood, is not being investigated by the Trump Department of Justice. Renee Good still had a pulse 8 minutes after she was shot by an ICE agent. She was still alive. ICE agents who have committed crimes cannot claim they were just following orders. They must be prosecuted. President Trump and Kristi Noem should be impeached, convicted, and thrown out of office. What the capitalist class is not counting on is our ability to fight back, our ability to build new connections and support each other globally as we recognize how every fight for liberation across the globe is connected and part of a greater class war. The people of Venezuela deserve state sovereignty, they deserve self-determination, and they deserve our support because their fight is our fight. The Democratic Socialists of America are building a movement that is taking fascism in this nation and building a better future for the multiracial working class. A movement that I invite you all to join and with us create a world free from bondage and state violence. It is through community that we will heal the harms inflicted on us by the ruling class and win this class war. We must continue to show up to build deeper connections and take the fight to the capitalist class on every front, in the streets, in the workplace, and in the halls of power. If we do this, there will be nothing that the capitalists can do to stop us from winning this class war. Failure is not an option. Money for jobs and education, not for war and deportation. Money for jobs and education, not for war and deportation. Money for jobs and education, not for war and deportation.
Money for jobs and education, not for war and deportation.
Thank you all so much for being here. And thanks for helping us build a better future.
Thank you so much for that great analysis, Jeremy. It's truly inspiring to see representatives of so many groups here today. This
It
unity
is.
is what
I've
we
never
need.
heard that before.
Our next speaker, Tyler, is a veteran and member of About Face, an anti-war veterans organization. Come on up, Tyler.
Hello. My name is Tyler. I was a Navy corpsman for 5 years. About Face is an organization of post 9/11 veterans that oppose permanent war and the use of military weapons and tactics in American cities. The purpose of a system is what it does. Why is it in America, when you look around, that you see cruelty perpetrated on the American people by the government? We see this in the form of ICE killing and jailing both American people and those who came here for a better life. Shame! We see this in the strangling of social programs that citizens depend on. Shame! We see this in the systems of power that allow American citizens to be saddled with medical debt, educational debt, toxic loans, and bad mortgages. Shame! We see this in the homeless populations in our city and every city in America when we know there's enough adequate housing for every person in America. Shame! Does this seem cruel? That is because cruelty is the point. And the cruelty of the American government does not halt at its borders. Corrosive sanctions starve the populations of Iran and Venezuela. Political figures are kidnapped after blockades and bombing campaigns to the detriment of innocent people.
Yeah, that looks like the guy.
Deranged threats are made towards longtime allies in the case of Greenland, revealing American politicians' view on the sovereignty of even purported allies. The American government still supports a clear genocide in Palestine. This is because cruelty is the point. The politicians and billionaires know that we outnumber them. The only tactic in their playbook is to make those of us in the working class, you and I, afraid. We will not let them! None of these are new tactics. In fact, I know many of you can think of examples of American imperialism and cruelty that has spanned several administrations, where the American people were promised things would be different. So I ask, why is it more of the same? Why more cruelty? It has been a year, and the Trump regime has been in power. It is clear now, more than ever, that the political class in America thinks of us